Hey everyone, and welcome to my reaction to the PlayStation 5, what I'm calling the PlayStation 5 Final Conference. This conference, or video segment if you will, designed and dedicated to the last few months going into the release of the PlayStation 5. We've seen a lot about the Xbox Series X and this Xbox Series S now, with terms of release date and price, and finally Sony's coming back strong with a release date and price that I think is very much comparable in both date and price to that of the Xbox Series X and S, but we'll get to that towards the end. First up, let's talk about the first few things they showcased in this video. So out the gate, we got Final Fantasy 16 from Square Enix and Sony coming together as a console exclusive with a release coming to PC at the same time or later down the road. We don't really know. But I will say that this is the first time in my life that as a massive Final Fantasy fan, I wasn't that excited. Thank you, air conditioning. I wasn't that excited, and I don't know why. I think it might be because we've seen so many modernized versions of what Final Fantasy looks like, right? You know, we've got cars, we've got science, and we've got magic, and now we're going more back towards a medieval setting. I'm not the biggest fan of the Chronicles art style or the Final Fantasy 14 Online aesthetic of everything. That's just me personally, but I still love Final Fantasy 14 Online, and I love the Crystal Chronicle games. So it's just not, I'm not so sold on the art style and presentation just yet. So I don't know. Cautiously optimistic, if you will. Next up, we get a second look at Miles Morales Spider-Man, and I have to say I am very, very, very ready for this game. Since the last time we talked about this game, there's been some news and speculation that the game is much shorter than Spider-Man that came out on PS4 a couple years ago. So I don't know how I feel about it exactly just right now, but I will say that in terms of game length, but I'm very excited to play this game. It looks great. I love all the cinematic movement with the camera. I love that there was like hip-hop music blended in with cinematic bombastic music, which I think is fantastic. Coming later this year, holiday 2020. And you know, I'm not nowadays, as I get older, I'm not really concerned about the length of a video game, just as long as the experience makes me feel like it was worth that investment. So if there's a lot of beautiful storytelling, good gameplay, and good gameplay loops, the game doesn't need to be 8 to 12 hours even. It could be 5 hours. As long as what I feel conclusively is a well-presented package with care and love and focus, then I'm going to be more likely into that than I would be playing a 100-hour RPG. So we'll see. Very excited for Miles Morales. We got a look at a brand new Harry Potter game. I'll be real with you guys. Harry Potter is not for me. I don't know why. The movies are okay. The books are fine. I'm excited for the people who like the books and the films and who are dying for a Harry Potter game, a true Harry Potter game, because it feels like we haven't really ever gotten one. But I think I'm good. I'm not the demographic for this game anymore. I'm not the demographic for Harry Potter. I don't know. I'm into almost everything, right? I love comic books. I love Lord of the Rings. I love Star Wars. I love all types of video games. Harry Potter's just a thing that I just can't connect with. I don't know why. Maybe it's the wizard thing. I'm just not a big Wizards guy. I don't know. We got a little gameplay. I say little gameplay. We got a lot of presentational gameplay, right? A lot of like, look what this game looks like in this engine with these character models and the cinematic appeal to it. I will say it does, in its current state, it looks well done. I don't know if it will be. We got a trailer for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, which, cool. We got some gameplay of the game. I'm not a big Call of Duty guy. You guys may know that of me if you look at my channel. I'm just not a huge COD guy. I never have been. I've tried really hard over the years. I've had a lot of friends try and sell me on the zombie World at War situations and the other iterations of Black Ops zombie stuff. That stuff is really fun. I really like that PvE type stuff. But competitive multiplayer shooters and unless it's Overwatch, just aren't really for me. I much rather prefer the PvE Borderlands cinematic stuff. And not to say that this game doesn't look good, because it looks good. It's cinematics and it's storytelling that the guys at Treyarch are getting better at each and every iteration of these Call of Duty Black Ops games and more. It's just not for me. Holiday 2020, if you're fans of these games, you're probably going to buy it. Alright, next up we got Resident Evil 8 or Resident Evil Village, and once again, this is a non-trailer trailer, and I say that with the utmost respect to Capcom. We have a little tease, a little bit of what the gameplay kind of looks like. It looks like we're going back to the Resident Evil 7 gameplay with Ethan from the first-person perspective. We know that Mia and Ethan are returning. We know that Chris Redfield literally is the start of this trailer. I like the atmosphere. I like the setting. I even love there's this little like Tim Burton / Coraline segment storytelling, which it sounds like Mia is telling a story to a child, and it all looks cool. It all makes me excited for Resident Evil 8 and Resident Evil Village, rather, both. But barely any info story-wise. I think the future of Resident Evil is a weird place to be right now, because in the last few years we've got remakes of Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3, which I loved. Resident Evil 7 came out and was a big hit, and it was kind of connected to the past of Resident Evil, and I'm just left with a lot more questions than answers. I don't know if that's just me not doing enough to get well acclimated with the lore of most recent Resident Evil games. Maybe I should go back and, I don't know, do some research, but it just seems like we should know more about the past of Resident Evil as a franchise and how it's connecting with the current iteration of where the future is going. Because with Resident Evil 7, it was very loosely connected, and I still felt like we didn't get enough information. TLDR on this one, barely any info story-wise, looks fun, cautiously optimistic, 2021, no release date. We got a second look at Deathloop, as specifically at the campaign called Two Birds, One Stone. Honestly, this is more my style, this is more my jam. This is made by the guys who made Dishonored, and I am very, very excited for this. This is the kind of shooter that I really enjoy. Storytelling, art style, commitments, and especially the idea of a death loop, which is, you know, playing the same thing over and over again through time to get better and to optimize and grow and learn. And this kind of competitive assassin killing game. I say competitive, but it's more like story competitiveness. We don't know enough about it other than what it looks like and how it kind of plays. But I'd love to know more about the story. I'd love to know more about how it comes together. I love the art style mixed with the espionage-esque James Bond aesthetic. Very excited for this one. But again, 2021. Here come the trash men. Trash men are here. Can you hear them? Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition coming to PS5 on launch date. I haven't played Devil May Cry 5. I haven't really played any of the Devil May Cry games. The only one I've played is DMC Devil May Cry, which is the one that everyone is really against. But I made a promise to my friend Andy, and I see you, Andy, and I hear you, Andy. You promised you'd make me and my girlfriend amazing food, so I'm holding you to it. I want to complete Devil May Cry 5. And the reason why I've stayed away from it is because these combat games where you have to get certain ratings, games like Bayonetta, early Devil May Cry stuff, I am very, very bad at. I have to throw myself into it to get the best ratings possible, and it freaks me out and gives me genuine anxiety at the thought of having to triple S things. So I want to do it. PS5 DMC 5 Special Edition may be the thing that pushes me to my core to do this, except here's the thing. I love that this coincides with the PS5 and that it's available on launch day. I think that's the biggest thing here, is that we have a lot of, around 2020, around the PS5, a couple years from now, a year from now, 2 years from now, what's going to come out with the PS5 at this point, and Xbox Series X and S? Like, I want to know genuinely. I'm not trying to say, well, I only got 4 games, so I'm not going to be happy with the rest. I just need to know, because I have been that consumer since probably the Wii, PS3, 360 era, where I bought a launch console, got very excited on my 2 games that I got, beat those games, and then realized I was just using those boxes as entertainment tools until I got more games. Now, I think it's smart that they're introducing something later on that I'll talk about, but Again, we live in a day and age where everything's at our fingertips. We got the Nintendo Switch and playing games on the go. We've got PC gaming at an all-time high, especially with the new NVIDIA graphics cards that are coming out. You know, we have so many games to play across all these platforms, which is fantastic. But when I get my new shiny toy, I want to at least have more than just a couple of games. So hopefully we get more information as we get closer to November. We got another look at Oddworld Soulstorm, or as I call it, Oddworld Lemmings. Once again, for the second time in a row with Sony in this conference, this is the trailer that made me uncomfortable for this game. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I just don't like the Abe's Oddworld aesthetic of the characters and the look. I've never played the games. I've never even touched the recent ones. So, I don't know. It sounds like this game is going to be revolutionary for fans who are a massive fan of the franchise. Let me guys know. Let me know in the comments. I really want to have a conversation about this. Do all these games look and feel this way? Because what I got here was a very aggressive's not a good word. Violence not a good word either. Very what's the word I'm looking for? Very adult-ish. Very uncomfortable, very like Pan's Labyrinthy, which is the way that the things kind of scare me a little bit. And I just don't know. Are all the games like this? Let me know. Alright, so this is the elephant in the room that I will never seem to outrun. And I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but you guys can let me know. Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. Now here's the deal. I made a promise on this channel in my career that after New Game Plus, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, that I would be done with the franchise. I haven't played any of the games beyond Sister Location, and to my understanding, they've made a whole... Scott Cawthon has made a whole slew of games, and I know that because my boy MatPat is making videos all the time on them, and Daco and all those guys, they're making all types of content all the time about Five Nights at Freddy's, and I guess I want to know what is going on with that franchise, because as I've kind of stepped away from it, it feels like looking in, more and more of that game and the story just doesn't make sense. And I could be wrong. Coming full circle to this, Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach seems like a attempt at bringing in new people to the franchise. I think the aesthetic looks really cool. Very creepy, very successful trailer to tease the game. But once again, like most trailers, no gameplay, it's a no sell for me. You got to show me something, at least a little bit how the game is played. You can move the camera around, you can jump scare me all you want. Just show me how the game is played. And if it plays anything like the other games, chances are I will probably be disinterested because completing Five Nights at Freddy's sucks. But at the very least, the vibe I get is that the franchise is trying to mature more. At least that's what I feel like this trailer is telling me. There is a Five Nights at Freddy's movie in the works, and I know that Scott Cawthon has watched a couple of my old videos. So I don't know, Scott, you ready for round? Should I come back? Let me know in the comments, guys. You want to see me go back to hell? I'll do it for you guys, but personally, I'm disinterested. Demon's Souls Remake. More footage, more gameplay. We saw clean gameplay of the opening area. I think it's the opening area. It's been... I last played this game when I was in college, so I'm pretty sure it's the opening area. I'm ready. I'm ready for Demon's Souls. I was hoping for Bloodborne 2, but Demon's Souls Remake, I'm there for it. I'm ready for it. Fortnite, coming to PS5. Sorry, I figured that I'd just give a little time to acknowledge that just because, I don't know. Everyone loves, people like Fortnite. Just wanted to give it its focus, I guess. As we start to wrap things up here, we got a little sneak peek at something called the PlayStation Plus Collection. Now, this is a supposed new benefit coming to PS5. Essentially, the vibe that I get is top first, second, and third party titles that came to PS4 that revolutionized the PS4, even some were ports of PS3 games, are coming to PS5 as digital downloads that you can simply download and play. And I'm assuming if you have PlayStation Plus, you just get them. Whether it's on launch day, what the pricing point is, any of that stuff, we still don't know enough. So, more information to come, I guess. Finally, the big takeaway we got from the PlayStation 5 conference is we finally got a date and a price. November 12th. For us in the US, I think worldwide it should be November 19th, 21st, something like that. Price point is $399 for digital version and $499 for the physical version. No date as to whether or not when pre-orders are arriving. However, in me filming this video right now, I was looking on Twitter, and supposedly retailers are leaking that pre-orders start tomorrow. So if that's the case, good luck. I think there's also a situation where you can go on to PlayStation's website right now. I did it a couple of weeks ago, but you can essentially put your PlayStation username ID and your email on file for them, and they will email you as a part of a loyalty customer program that when they are available for pre-order directly from Sony. So if that's the case, I'm gonna be really honing in on that and hope that shows up, because I'd like to not stress out this holiday season about how I'm gonna get a console. We did get one final tease that I think we all kind of saw was coming if you've played God of War from 2018, but we got a splash screen with the music, with the art style. I was in the room with my girlfriend, and I saw the snow, and I heard the low grumbles, and I was like, God of War. I knew out the gate. I was there in the audience when they did the first announcement for God of War, and it was chilling. I got chills. I saw these dudes come out in black robes with torches. It was tight as hell. And so I recognized that same kind of low building, like, ooh, like vibe, and I knew right away he was God of War. We got an estimated date, which is 2021, which is fascinating if you think about it. But I think my girlfriend said it best. They already got the engine for God of War, so they don't need to spend 5 years rebuilding an engine from the ground up. They can just take the engine, move it to PS5, save a lot of time in there. And they've got the same team for the most part who worked on God of War. And you imagine that they've been working on it probably around the time that God of War wrapped up. So here we are 3 years later, God of War 2 question mark, what it's called. I'm going to probably assume it's called God of War Ragnarok, because at the end there's a tag that says Ragnarok is coming. So it's probably going to be called God of War Ragnarok, something like that. So overall, we got a lot of better information regarding the future of PlayStation 5 with regards to prices, release dates. We got some new looks at games we already knew were coming. We got some surprise announcements with things like Final Fantasy 16, the Harry Potter game, as well as Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. But in the end, I don't like rating these things. I'm not like, let's rate the conference. I don't care. I have no allegiance. My allegiance is to my wallet and to my audience in that way of like, do we win as gamers, right? In the end, I think the fact that we have new consoles during a pandemic is great. The fact that the world has come to a slow crawl and everyone's staying at home, practicing social distancing, watching more streaming and playing games, and we still have a console coming with new games is a fascinating feat and tale of 2020. You know, it's not all doom and gloom, right? We all get to still have some fun with where we are in the world. So in the end, I'm very excited. If I had to compare right now what I'm more excited for, I'm obviously going to lean more towards Sony. But hey, you know, I'm down to be blown away. Hopefully Microsoft's got something in terms of games that really appeal to me that I like. I can't talk. But who knows? Maybe Microsoft has something up their sleeve that I don't know about. But currently as it is, that's how I feel about the conference. I feel that I am ready for PS5. I'm ready to play with the controller. I'm ready to see how this will look in my home as a router. I want tons of PS5 routers in my home. I'm ready for them. So, guys, thank you for watching this video. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below, especially regarding Five Nights at Freddy's and an Odd World Soulstorm. Let me know. Believe it or not, I've been reading the comments more and more lately, regardless of if they're mean or not. So I'll see you down there in the comment section below. And hey, if you like these videos, that'd be great too. Leave a like, watch to the end, and guys, you're all great. I'll see you soon. Bye.